So here we got a G.I. Joe that I actually got from my dad for Christmas. And it's Stalker. He's one of the troopers, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the G.I. Joe troopers.
He is one of the main G.I. Joes. His role is Ranger. Primary specialty is infantry. Secondary special is medic and interpreter. And he's from Detroit, Michigan. So there's his card. And these are some of the other awesome action figures that are available as well. Destro, Cobra Commander, Duke, Lady J, and the Cobra Officer. Now, I have to say, Alex got me this for Christmas. And I was very excited to get this because I had the original one when I was a kid. And the original one, the newer G.I. Joes, or probably not newer, but late 80s, early 90s, they'd have a area around their arm where their arm could move. Like a circle joint, kind of. I don't know how to describe it.
Would they still be able to bend?
They could still bend at the elbow, but they also had a circle joint so their arm could kind of like bend out like this, right?
Oh, yeah.
But the older ones, the original ones, didn't have that circle joint. The only joint they had was, point of articulation was the elbow, and then they had up there by the shoulder. And that's how the original Stalker was. And he was wearing this uniform that we see here. For some reason, I have a vague recollection of him having one arm and somehow getting lost under the shed where he remains to this day. And maybe in the future, archaeologists will find him under there and find this relic from the early 80s.
One question.
Yes.
Which shed?
The old shed. All right, so let's go ahead and open this guy up. Okay. And see what kind of... We've got to be careful not to mess up the card on the back because we've got to cut out that card and keep it, right? But here he is. Let's see. So, he's got his weapons here. And they're taped in. Once again, a fairly easy open, I'm thinking. Well, I guess it depends on your definition of easy. But there's the gun. There's Stalker. And let's take a look at him here. Alright, so... Yeah, now see, this guy's kind of like... It's not exactly like the old ones by any means, but... He's got the bend at the elbow and then at the shoulder right there. I gotta say, it's not a very easy bend at first glance when I go to bend this. And the older G.I. Joes, like when I got them... They were a fairly easy bend, but I would kind of limit the joint movements on them because I didn't want the joints to get loose.
No, the newer, I think what you got to do, because like once they're first out of the box, they haven't been moved yet, so that's probably why.
That could be. But moving his shoulder, it moves up to about there. Okay. And his legs, right? I remember when I was a kid also, they had a metal bearing up in there that would hold the legs on and a rubber band in between. They can still turn at the waist like they used to be able to, but it doesn't look like there's any rubber bands anymore holding them in there. Okay, the knee joint, how that bends a little easier. And these guys have an extra joint here, point of articulation, at the foot where their foot can turn sideways. And that's the circular movement that I was talking about that their arms used to be able to do. And his foot can also move like that. Okay. So there he is. He's got a holster on his side, which should hold his gun. Looks to be like a 9mm. Let's see if we can put it in there, shall we? Move his arm up. Yeah. Gun fits in the holster. That's pretty cool. He's got 2 machine guns. He's got a knife.
Are these the same guns or no?
No, they're each different. They're each slightly different. There's his knife, and I wonder if there's a place that knife can go. Let's see. It'd be cool if there was. I don't quite see one, but that doesn't mean it's not there. He can always hold it in his hand, and I mean he can only hold one gun at a time too. But there, he's got his knife.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, and we can give him this gun. I don't want to put it in his hand too hard. Let's see. Some of the G.I. Joe guns, I remember, they had like nice smooth handles on them. So you could put them in their hands and you don't want to have to worry about their hands breaking. But other ones would have kind of bulky handles. And he's also got a stand that says Sergeant Stalker on it. So we can put him up on this stand right here. Okay, it looks like the date is on their feet.
Now, what you might be seeing behind us, that's in another video that you guys should probably check out. But here is he. He's very cool. He's very detailed for nowadays. And I love how he has a little stand where it says G.I. Joe. And then it has the little Stalker. I don't know if you guys can see it because of the glare, but it says Stalker on there. And that
Sergeant
is really
Stalker.
Cool. There you go.
Okay, I did find where his knife goes. It looks like it can go right here, I think. May just be the place where it fits is a little tight, but I think it goes in there. Yeah, oh, look, because if you see it on here, he's got it going that way. You see it on there, he's got the knife going that way. So let's try putting it in that way.
That worked.
Here we go. That's how he's got his knife. And also notice there's a hole in his back. In the old G.I. Joes used to be able to put backpacks on them, but there also used to be a screw in there, which there is not with this guy. And you used to be able to take the screw out of the old ones if their rubber bands broke. You could put new bands in there and stuff like that.
I know I already said this, but like, his face is also very detailed because, like, someone did a really good paint job on his face, like making his face and everything.
Much more detailed than the original one. So I did get his arm bent, and it's a little bit loose when it's bent, but I'm not sure about the playability with these guys because when I went to bend the other arm, it just snapped right off.
But
so
luckily we have this.
We're already going to have to super glue this guy. So it's something like the Stalker curse because like I said, the original one that I had his arm broken off, and now this one, the arm broke off. So I don't know, but we're going to go ahead and super glue that arm back on there. I'm not sure I would give this a high rating as far as playability is concerned though.